Hello, and welcome to the Student Finance module. In this presentation, we're going to walk through all of your funding options at NLU, as well as the financial aid process. The Office of Student Finance is here to help you determine how to fund your education. Some of the items we're going to review in this module are going to be your payment options, including payment plans and the NLU promissory note. We're going to go over financial aid in more detail, including what grants, loans, and federal work study are. We're going to walk through the process to get your financial aid started here at NLU, including the FAFSA and any missing documentation. And then we're going to go through satisfactory academic progress to make sure that you maintain good standing and maintain financial aid eligibility. First, we're going to go over the payment options at National Louis University. NLU offers a variety of payment plans in order to make college more affordable. The first option is going to be term by term. And the term-by-term plan just simply means that you plan on paying out of pocket each term your full amount of tuition and fees. If you want to pay out of pocket but maybe cannot afford to pay everything up front, then the deferred plan is for you. The deferred tuition plan allows you to split your tuition and fees for the term into 3 equal payments in the beginning of the term, the middle of the term, and the last payment due by the end of the term. There is a $35 setup fee for that plan. Next is the direct bill plan. Direct bill plan, if you happen to work for an employer that wants to pay for some of or all of your education, we work directly with that employer to bill them for your tuition and fees, and then your employer directly pays us. You don't need to worry about getting involved. If you work for an employer that wants to pay for some of all of your education, but wants to make sure that you complete the class or maybe wants to see a certain grade, then you're going to choose the tuition reimbursement plan. That allows students to defer their tuition 30 days beyond the end of the term, because we know that you need time to get that grade report or documentation to your employer. The employer needs to process the payment to you, and then you need to turn around and pay us. There is also a $35 setup fee for that plan. If you are interested in using financial aid, then we will help you collect any documentation, complete your FAFSA, and give you or review your account for any eligibility for grants and loans. And we're going to go over that process in more detail in a few slides. And last is going to be military benefits. If you are an active duty service member or a veteran, we work very closely with students to make sure that they're able to use their benefits here at NLU. If you are using tuition assistance or if you're using the GI Bill, we are here to help you get that process started. The National Louis University promissory note is going to let us know how you're funding your education. So we're going to ask you to complete the promissory note, and you're going to indicate to us how you want to pay for your education so that we in turn process your account accordingly. You can find more information about the promissory note under the Students Account section under Tuition and Fees on the NLU website for more information and more detail about any of the payment plans we discussed above. So what is financial aid? Financial aid is money that can be used towards funding your education. It can be provided by the federal government, the state you live in, from private institutions, or from school-funded scholarships. There are many options to help you finance your education here at NLU, and by using a combination of these options, you can cover most or all of your tuition and fees. First, we're going to talk about scholarships. So NLU offers a variety of scholarships to students, including for undergraduate students, the Lewis and Baker Scholarship, where if you take at least 14 hours and you're considered full-time, we will award you a 10% scholarship based on your enrollment. For alumni scholarship, that is offered to both grad and undergrad students. So if you've completed a degree of at least a bachelor's degree here at NLU, then we're going to offer you a 15% scholarship off your next degree here. For military scholarship, also offered to both grad and undergrad students, that is if you are either a service member, you're a dependent of a service member, or a spouse of a service member, we're going to offer you 15% off of your tuition and fees. We work very closely with Dream US, so if you are a DACA student, we do work with you to get that process going with Dream. And then merit scholarships. Merit scholarships are scholarships that you have to apply for each year. We have a variety of merit scholarships available on our website, so I encourage you to check those out when you have a moment. The next thing we're going to discuss are grants. Grants is gift aid and does not need to pay back, such as the Pell and SCOG grants offered by the Department of Education and the MAP grant offered by the state of Illinois if you are a resident of Illinois. Your eligibility for these grants are based on FAFSA information. So when you complete your FAFSA and we get that information from you, then we in turn see if you're eligible for any of these grants. Work study is another great option. So work study provides part-time jobs for eligible students. So you must be financial aid eligible to participate in the work study program, and it includes both on and off-campus jobs. Student loans, if you need to borrow loans in order to cover any of the cost of your education, there are a few different options. One is going to be the Federal Direct Stafford Student Loan, and then we also work with the Federal Direct Parent Plus Student Loan. The Direct Stafford Loan is money that the student borrows. It is not based on credit, but it does need to be paid back when the student graduates or drops below less than half time. The Direct Parent Plus Loan is what a parent would borrow on behalf of the student to supplement any fees and costs that the student cannot pay for with the combination of the scholarships, grants, and their own student loans, and must be paid back once the student graduates as well. The Federal Direct Plus Loan is credit-based. So the financial aid process here at NLU, so the first thing you're going to want to do is complete the 2020-2021 FAFSA. If you plan on using financial aid for your education, you're going to complete that as soon as you possibly can. And you're going to add the school code of 001733, and that is how NLU will be sent the information that you submit on your FAFSA. If you've already completed a FAFSA with another school, you simply just need to log in and add our school code. If you are selected for verification by the Department of Education, or we need any other missing documentation from you, we're going to let you know through your student email address that you have been selected and must submit some required documentation to determine financial aid eligibility. Once you are fully admitted to your program and all the documents are submitted, then we're going to send you a notification letting you know any next steps. Go into a little bit more detail. So after you've been fully admitted and completed any missing documentation, we're going to send you a financial aid notification letter. Some information found on the notification letter is going to be tuition and fees for the academic year, grants you are eligible for, including Pell, MAP, and SEOG, student loans that you may want to borrow to cover any out-of-pocket not covered by grants or scholarships, and any next steps to finalize your financial aid package. Again, all information sent from the Student Finance Office is going to be sent to the student email address. Next, we're going to review satisfactory academic progress. What is satisfactory academic progress? So the Office of Financial Aid is required by their federal and state regs to determine if students receiving financial aid are making satisfactory academic progress, or SAP, each term. To meet SAP requirements, there are 3 components that the students must maintain each term. One is going to be PACE. PACE is going to be the rate at which a student is progressing towards the program completion. So if you take a bunch of classes each term but then continuously withdraw, that's going to impact your PACE. Students must receive passing grades listed here in at least 67% of all the credits attempted. Second is going to be GPA. Students must maintain a minimum cumulative GPA of a 2.0 in undergraduate programs and a 3.0 in a graduate program in order to be considered to be meeting SAP. The last is going to be maximum time frame. A student is ineligible to receive financial aid after they have attempted 150% of the credit hours required to complete the degree program. For example, if you're an undergraduate program here at National Louis, it's 180 hours to complete the degree, and you are allowed 270 hours to complete the program. Any credit hours taken after 270 will not be considered financial aid eligible. So what can you do if you're worried about not meeting SAP and are using financial aid to fund your education? First thing you can do is talk to your coach. Let them know that you are concerned about your grades and see what options may be available, such as tutoring, study tables, etc. They have some great options to help you boost your grades. And then secondly, you're going to come talk to us. Talk to your student finance representative. Discuss the options that you do have if, in fact, you do become ineligible for financial aid, such as a payment plan, as well as trying to figure out what you need to do to maintain or regain eligibility. The third is going to be appeal your status. So students on SAP suspension may appeal their status by submitting a written statement and supporting documentation of any circumstances that may have impacted your performance in a certain term. So perhaps you had an illness in your family, maybe yourself were ill, maybe you had childcare issues. There's a variety of reasons that we will work with you to determine if those are acceptable and then put you back in good standing based on your appeal. Student Finance has offices at the Lisle, the Wheeling, and the Chicago campus. Here's our phone number, which is 847-947-5350, and our email address, which is studentfinance@nl.edu. Either way, either one of those is a great way to get a hold of us. If you want to give us a call, anybody who answers the phone should be able to assist you. And for email, if you happen to wake up in the middle of the night and you have a question that you just need to get off your chest, shoot us an email. If we don't feel like having the phone call, if you don't have time to make a phone call, either way is fine. We get back to the student right away. Thank you and have a great day, and we look forward to working with you at National Louis University.